Is we're back for a big third down and 7. My live accidentally went unlive. Third down and 7 here for the Ravens. Ball at the Pittsburgh, Baltimore 42. Huntley throws. He's got Mark Andrews over the middle, and Mika trying to wrap him up is unable. And Mika Fitzpatrick is hurt. Mika is down on the play after he tried to bring down Andrews at the Pittsburgh 40. So TJ Watt there almost gets the pressure but slips. But the bigger news is I believe Mika Fitzpatrick is down after the play. It wasn't a knee injury, it looked like a hand injury. And that is not a sight you like to see. It's not a knee injury. But this man is the heart and one of the better Steeler secondary players we've seen in a while. It looked like a hand injury. I don't know. We'll have to see, but yeah, I mean, talking about gambling a bit, we'll talk about the picks a little bit. I think I'm gonna start a show where I go through like the top picks of the week. I really like that Kansas City Chiefs line. I think it's a good line. What else can I say? And I have no idea why my thumbnail keeps showing up as the Heinz Acrisure Stadium. I will fix that momentarily. Let me find it. As it's been an interesting game here shortly. Er, uh, we've had we've had the Ravens start to drive down the field. Hopefully, we can get the Steelers drive down the field as well, so we can get a more entertaining game. But the big concern right now is Mika's injury. All we can do is hope and pray. It's nothing serious. Um, so all we can do is hope and pray that it is nothing serious. But we're still on commercial break, so I have not seen anything so far about Mika being able to walk off or anything like that. The whole city of Pittsburgh and all Steeler fans just my heart just sunk when I saw Mika Fitzpatrick go down at the end of that play. It's almost as bad as TJ Watt getting hurt, and you can count out this any Steeler playoff upset if Mika Fitzpatrick is not playing in that game. Down at the end of that play, it's almost as bad as TJ Watt getting hurt. You can count out. So we're on ad break right now. My TV froze, so we'll have to fix that. As we're gonna get a false start on Tyler Linderbaum, and that's gonna be a 5-yard penalty. So ball will be placed at the Pittsburgh 45, and that'll make it first and 15. And they're gonna give it to Dobbins. Dobbins will run up the middle, and he will only gain. He's not gonna gain a yard. Be second and 15 for the Pittsburgh 45. Dobbins already 67 rushing yards. And it looked like his left leg took an awkward step there. That is not what you like to see. Play clock running down. And there's the run. But definitely not something they like to see there from Mika. It looked like he's something left knee landed awkwardly. I couldn't catch it all. My TV froze. I'm sorry. I'm inhuman. Uh, Roku does not. It's not satellite, so the TV will freeze at certain moments. Luckily, not often. 11:35 left in the third. Second and 15 for the Ravens. Huntley and shotgun with Dobbins lined up to the left. Trips formation to the right of Huntley with one receiver on the left. Huntley takes a snap. He looks, rolls right, and he's scrambling and he's taking off to the right sideline. Huntley makes a move, and he's going to get brought down by, looked like Levi Wallace. But there's a flag on the play, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a hold on the Ravens offensive line. It is. It's going to be a hold on Moses, who came out of the game, but he is now in the game. Morgan Moses having a decent year for the Baltimore Ravens. So the Steelers, and it's a hold right on T.J. Watt. And if you're going to hold anyone in the league, T.J. Watt's one of the few guys where you can be like, oh no, it wasn't T.J. It was Larry Ogunjobi he held, but that's going to back the Ravens up to 2nd and 25. Ball at the Baltimore 45. Huntley and shotgun, running back line to his left. It's right. It's Justin Hill. Huntley's got pressure, but he's got to get this throw off and throws the left sideline. Pass complete to Mark Andrews, and that's going to be a pretty long reception. It'll be a gain of 19 yards. Tackled by Devin Bush, who was on the coverage there and allowed that big reception. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6 from the Pittsburgh 36. So it's just a nice crosser route from Andrews, and Bush just really can't keep up. And Andrews is able to catch it and step out of bounds. So 3rd and 6 here for Tyler Huntley. Play clock running down. Huntley scrambles left. He's going to take off. He's going to try and make a move. But Mika Fitzpatrick, who is back on the field, makes the tackle. And Cam Hayward also involved in that tackle. So I'll bring up 4th and 3 from the Pittsburgh 33. Interesting to see here. Will they go for this or will they bring out Justin Tucker? I would bring out Justin Tucker just because I don't think the Steelers offense can score and even win a game that's 2 possessions. And yeah, they will bring out Justin Tucker. But nice tackle there by Minka. Back on the field. You love to see it. Maybe it was just a cramp or something, but we're grateful he's back. Tucker's out to kick to make this a 13-3 ball game if it goes through. 51 yards. Play clock running down. 9:36 left in the third. The kick is up, and it is good. Justin Tucker continues his dominance with another field goal, and that makes it 13-3 with 9:31 left in the third as NBC will go to a break. Beautiful kick from Tucker, and just the GOAT of our generation for kicking. That's for sure. As the Steelers and Kenny Pickett are gonna probably they're gonna have to score a touchdown here on this drive. Not too confident that they can do that, but they don't need a touchdown, but they need at least some points on this drive. And I would love to see Pat Fryermuth get involved. And right now, Mark Andrews having a very solid game. Speaking of tight ends, has been relatively silent for the last couple games, but is having a really good game today. 73 receiving yards on 6 receptions. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets them all more and maybe cracks 100 yards for the first time in a long time that Mark Andrews has gotten over 100 yards. Tyler Huntley, a solid game. 10 for 12, 92 yards and a touchdown. You can ignore, maybe he's not throwing for a lot of yards in this game, but he's been efficient. He hasn't thrown an interception yet. There's a high completion rate, like I said, and the Steelers aren't going to win if that happens. They need some sacks or a turnover. As I think I'm gonna start off one of those gambling that just shows you like the best picks of the picks of the week that I would pick. Uh, Interesting. That's a very like they get the point spread against the Broncos was 12 and a half. And obviously, if you took the Broncos, yeah, the Raiders are a 5.5 point home underdog against San Francisco. That's so weird. They were a 5.5 point underdog against San Francisco, and they covered, but odd. The Kansas City's that much higher because Kansas City's had some close games against some bad teams. And last game was a 1-point win. But last time they came into Vegas in 2021, they utterly blew them out. So we'll see. As we're back to M&T Bank Stadium, as the NFL season, the last week of the season is next week. I literally don't know what happened to the NFL this season. This season flew by, and it's been an interesting season. There really isn't a true contender that everyone says, "Oh, look at that team, no one's beating them." They've had contenders over the last couple of years that teams have been like that, and Steven Sims is just going to take a knee. But this year, there's really no team that is pulling away and that everyone thinks is a favorite. The Eagles have lost 2 straight games, and the loss against the Saints is not a good loss. And we'll have to see if there is a team in the playoffs that just dominates, but I don't think so. I think all the playoff games are gonna be very good this year. Anyways, back to the game. Pickett and shotgun. Najee lines to the left. Pickett takes a snap. He looks. He throws to the right. Ball's tipped in the air by a defensive lineman. Got a hand on it, and it's going to fall incomplete. It was Urban who got his hands up and tipped that ball. Brent Urban, the defensive end for the Ravens, stuck his right hand right up in the air and tips that ball. Just it's been like that for the Steelers. It's not something Pickett can really control. I mean, how far he can't throw the ball up that high. It's just been that kind of game for the offense. Jalen Warren motions to the left. Najee runs. Najee, nice run from Najee. Najee's gonna get he's gonna get maybe around 15 yards on that run, and that's gonna be a new set of downs for the Steelers as he will go down at the Pittsburgh through 30, the Pittsburgh 40-yard line, the 40-yard line. Okay, it is a gain of 15 down at the Pittsburgh 40-yard line. As a nice run there by Najee, 67 yards on the ground tonight. Pickett under center, hands it off to Najee, and this time he's only able to get probably around 3 yards, and that'll make it a 2nd and 7 ball at the we brought down at the Pittsburgh 43. As Pickett under center, 2 receivers on the right, one on the left. Najee in the backfield. Pickett motions over uh, Sims to the left. And Najee tries the run, but he's just going to end up losing maybe 7 yards. Yeah, that's going to make it 3rd and 14 now. And Najee gets brought down at the Pittsburgh 36. There was a swarm of Ravens defenders, and Odafe Owe gets his back-to-back tackles. Just a swarm of Ravens defenders there. As the center, Mason Cole, just got pushed right back into Najee Harris. And you really can't blame Najee for that. I mean, when your center is getting pushed back like that, how are you supposed to run? And bumps right into Najee. 3rd and long for Pickett. Empty backfield, and just Pickett in shotgun. Pickett takes a snap. He's got time. He's looking. He throws over the middle, and pass is complete to George Pickens. What a catch by George Pickens. 7:20 left in the 3rd. And we'll see where they mark it. It should be a 1st down. And it is. It's going to be a gain of 14 yards, just enough for the 1st down. And he was brought down at the 50-yard line. Nice catch. What a catch by George Pickens there to extend and dive for the ball. And he got just enough to make it a Pittsburgh 1st down. And a nice throw by Pickett to put it right where only Pickens could get the ball. Pickett with in shotgun with Warren to his left. Trips formation on the right. One receiver to the left. Pickett takes a snap, drops back. He's trying to escape from the pressure. He throws left. He throws the check down to Jalen Warren. High pass. Jalen gets it, and he runs for about 6 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 4, tackled at the Baltimore 44-yard line. brought down by Roquan Smith. So 6:20 left in the third. 2nd and 4 for the Steelers. Pickett is going to get under center with Jaylen Warren in the backfield. Motions Deontay to the right side. Hands it off to Jaylen Warren. And Jaylen Warren trips in the backfield. And he's able to just get back to the line of scrimmage. And that'll make it a 3rd down and 4 for the Steelers at the Baltimore 44-yard line. So the Steelers, what keeps coming back to us is that Cameron Hayward penalty, and that's going to haunt the Steelers at the end of this game if they lose. And definitely going to be talked about in Pittsburgh for a little bit tomorrow. Pickett and shotgun with Warren to his left. 2 receivers on each side of the field. Motions Warren back to his right side, Pickett. Pickett takes the snap. They're blitzing. He throws the check down to Warren. Warren's going to catch it, complete the pass, run near the sideline, and get just enough for the 1st down. Gets pushed out at the Baltimore 38, and Deontay Johnson is hurt. He's able to limp off the field. It looks no, he's not going to be able to limp off the field. Deontay Johnson holding his ankle in pain, and that is not something you want to see if you're a Steeler fan. The Steelers' newly paid receiver, easily the best receiver, Deontay Johnson, down on the field holding his ankle. Mike Tomlin out there, Pickett out there, Steven Sims out there, and some other trainers, and a bad injury for the Steelers. So Steelers moving the ball well. I don't think their offense looked bad tonight. I think that the score was rather deceiving. I think that there were certain points in this game that the Steelers could have scored a lot more points than they did. Um, it's is what it is, and now you just got to get down. If you're the Steelers, you got to get down the field and you got to score. Got to score a touchdown. I don't want a field goal because I do not trust this team to score a touchdown again. So I would say you got to score. You can't forget too. Ravens have a very solid defense, and they're a good unit. So it is not going to be easy. So while on commercial, I will take a 30-second break.